are live.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Kids, episode 9. I can't believe it. My connection may be poor. I'm up in Lake Tahoe, and I'm actually standing outside my cabin because I don't have any reception. We have another group this week. We have Bethany Hill. Bethany, yourself?
Bethany, are you kind of hearing him break up like I am? I don't know if it's okay. Good. Okay. Well, he said we have another great guest this week. Before we introduce Bethany, I'm Todd Nesloni. I am a principal lead learner in Navasota, Texas, at Webb Elementary. Adam, you want to try and introduce yourself?
I'm Adam Welcome, elementary principal in Danville, California.
So Adam's going to be here in and out. In case you couldn't hear him, he's at his home in Tahoe, and so there's bad service where he is, but he's outside the cabin trying to reach in. We've got a great guest with us tonight. Bethany, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. My name's Bethany Hill. I am located in Central Arkansas in a community called Cabot, and I'm a P4 elementary lead learner at Central Elementary in the Cabot School District, and this is my second year in that role.
Awesome. Well, we want to remind all of our viewers to participate in the chat along the side, and we want to thank you for watching each week, and we want to make sure that you also share out great stuff that you hear our people share with the Kids Deserve It hashtag on Twitter or social media. And so we'll start with a few questions for you, Bethany. For those who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit. I know you kind of just briefly introduced yourself just a minute ago, but tell us a little bit more about how you got to where you are today.
Okay. I'm actually, I've entered my 18th year in education and started out in as a first grade teacher in the Cabot School District. I've worked in the same school district for my whole career, so I've been very blessed. And actually, this is my hometown, so I was able to graduate from the high school here and come back and serve the kids here. So I entered administration about 5 years as an assistant principal, and then this is my second year as a principal of a P4 building. And we have about 425 kids total. 100 of those are preschool children, pre-K, 4-year-olds. So that's been a big learning experience for me, little ones in the building. I've never worked in a pre-K building before, so.
That's great. Well, tell us a little bit about being an elementary school principal. What makes you pumped to be at work each day?
Well, I love what I do so much because of mainly, I tell you, the biggest thing that I do it for is the interactions with the kiddos. My fist pumps, my high fives, and my hugs. And my absolute favorite part of the day is outside in the mornings when all the cars pull through, and I love to be there to be able to change the direction of a child's day. You can always tell how it's going to be when they hop out of the car. A lot of times you can see those kiddos who just don't have it in them to have a good day. And if you can intervene right then and turn them around, then that's kind of what I live for when it comes to being at school is I hate my office. I'm never in there. I have a mobile office and I'm on the go all the time. So I have spent a lot of time in my office after 4:00 in the afternoon.
I understand completely.
Yes. So I just love to be where the action is. And so that's what I try to do on a daily basis.
Well, I've got Adam here. He's on my phone because he's not able to call in or to do the call with us because of his connection, but he does have a phone connection, right, Adam?
I do. I'm sorry, Bethany. Too many snowballs up in the mountains.
Oh, man.
Do you have any broken bones yet?
I've been throwing snowballs at my kids all day.
Have they ridden on the toboggan yet, Adam?
Oh, they did. Yeah, we were hauling butt on the toboggan. It was fun. That was from Santa.
Oh my
Where
goodness.
are we, Todd, with the question?
I just asked her what makes her pumped to be at work each day. So you've got the next one.
Nice. I want to know, what is one of your goals? I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, what's one of my goals? And I've told Todd what my 2016 goal is. What's yours, Bethany?
Well, mine is a continuance of something that started this school year in my school. And actually, it's very different. We sort of pushed away the traditional PTO aspect of parental engagement and parental involvement, if you will, and are trying to shift to a family engagement type focus. And so we call our group Community in Action, and we try to involve, a lot of my families are not moms and dads. They are grandfamilies, foster families, aunts and uncles, even some siblings that raise kids. And I was just feeling, after a year of service at this school last year, I started to see we just weren't really serving those families who were non-traditional. And
Right.
so we decided to be more inclusive, and we pushed the word parent out and brought the word family in. And the word involvement has kind of gone to the wayside, and the word engagement has taken over. So we are really focusing on getting that going. The first semester has been just pulling that group together and helping families feel involved. The second semester is going to be more of a focus for specific goals for our school and ways that families can help. And my biggest focus will be getting the community more involved, because a lot of people really want to serve and they want to help. They just don't know how. Exactly. And so we have tried to outreach to people in the community to include them in those meetings and in our gatherings, so they can be more involved and know what's going on. And we've been using social media to brand our school in a big way, so they can see what's going on inside, and it makes them want to come in and be more involved as well. So that's a huge, huge goal for me. And we want to use the community members as mentors for our kids, to focus on innovation time and getting the kids to be more motivated and inspired. Right. On maybe having a future story and seeing what lies ahead for them in the future, and not just focus on literacy and math, if you will. So,
well, what would you say is one of the biggest challenges that you face as an administrator?
Well, right now, one of the biggest struggles that I have is the mandates with testing. I work in a school that has a high poverty level, and those kids do tend to have a lot of strikes against them. A lot of gaps in their achievement. And so, test scores are, an important focus, and, we have to make sure that we don't push them completely off to the side to where we forget about them. But I refuse to make it the center of our vision for our school. And I don't want to stress teachers and stress families about test scores, but I still feel that pressure, as the administrator and as the person accountable ultimately for the increase in test scores. So I'm kind of battling with that as a newer principal, and
speaking my language, Bethany.
Yeah, and so I've been battling with the with intervention versus innovation. I've done a lot of reflecting on that over the last few weeks, and we do lots of interventions, and we're constantly focused on the gaps of students. But I think we forget about their strengths in the process sometimes, and we should be focusing more on that first. Right. And I think a lot of the achievement gap will close naturally when we do that. So I feel like I'm sort of missing the mark, because my focus has been so much on response to intervention and I'm trying to really shift my focus and look at how we can teach, help our teachers learn to create more innovative environments for the kiddos in the classroom, so they'll be more inspired and more motivated to learn, because I think that will help close the gap quicker than looking at those interventions targeted.
You're exactly right.
Bethany, are you hooked up with a Classroom Champion?
No.
Because if you're not, we've got to hook you up, because they were looking for schools in Arkansas, because we set them up with Daisy Geyer-Dewar, who I'm sure
yeah.
and her daughter's class is actually hooked up with a Classroom Champion.
Have you heard of Classroom Champions before, Bethany?
No, I have not.
So they work with schools that are in at least 50% poverty or more. And so what they do is you apply to be they have all this stuff for free on classroomchampions.org. But if you apply to be a classroom, what that does for that teacher is that gives them an athlete, an Olympic or Paralympic athlete assigned to them for a year. And that athlete sends them videos every month that teach things like teamwork, goal setting, community outreach, things like that. and then they get to do Google Hangouts with the athletes. I have 2 teachers at my school this year. They have Merrill Davis and Charlie White, the Olympic gold medalists. And so they just did their Google Hangout with them a couple weeks ago, and they did this big community outreach thing where they're going to work at a local soup kitchen for a day, but things like that. But it's an amazing program, all completely free. We'll definitely have to get you some information afterwards because they're great. It's Classroom Champions.
Definitely. I would love that. We're looking for any ways that we can connect outwardly. And some of my classrooms are going 1-to-1 in January, and we're really pumped about that to help kids, have more opportunities. So we hope to build on that, but we've been raising money for Chromebooks to make that happen. So we'll have 3 classrooms starting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And we're going to build from that.
Question, Todd always talk about mentors and inspiring and people that challenge us. And we want to know who challenges you, who inspires you. Well,
lately it's really been people that I've honestly never met before. A lot of people through my PLN, to be honest. I was fortunate enough to attend the What Great Educators Do Differently conference in October in Chicago, and was able to make some great connections there in person, which was amazing. And so probably Todd Whitaker is one of the greatest influences I've ever had. And I actually was able to meet him and talk with him. And I just felt like I was starstruck the whole time,
Yeah.
And to be able to visit with him like that was amazing. And he's so approachable and personable. And, I've emailed with him back and forth. I really want to write a book one day. That's on my bucket list. And I don't know what I'm waiting on. I think it's fear. I keep making excuses to push it to the side and just say, I'll just write another blog. I'll just keep blogging, for a while. But hopefully my blogs will come together and help a book come out of it. But George Couros lately has been my huge influencer with the Innovator's Mindset book. I read that in one setting. I could not put it down. I had some white space time over fall break and Thanksgiving, and was at my aunt and uncle's cabin, and it was just quiet. It was peaceful, and the boys were hunting, and I was able to just dig into that book and read. And I think I wrote 3 or 4 blogs that week, and I was just on fire. So, I suggest that book for anyone who is in our field, because it's a game changer for sure. So right now, that's kind of where I'm at. He's the one that's influenced me the most lately, for sure. So I can't wait.
And I love the images you share on social media that you make with little quotes and stuff. It's so great to just see people sharing that positivity. And I think you just do an exceptional job at that, which is one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, is because you just share such great positive information all the time. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, Bethany, every week we like our guests to kind of leave a challenge for our viewers. And I know that our viewers are kind of all on holiday break right now, but what challenge would you have for them for this week?
Well, I would say to start thinking, and this is the mindset that I've been in regarding our family engagement goal for our school, is to really start thinking about that parental involvement piece, because our state calls it that. We have to turn in a parental involvement plan. And I think it really boxes us in when we consider just those 2 words, when, we need to be involving families and communities. So I challenge everyone to start thinking in more broad terms of what family really means and what families really consist of these days, and make sure that we're helping all of those people feel comfortable, because a grandparent who's raising a child needs way different support than a mom who's raising a child. It's just 2 different situations. And normally there's been something negative that's had to happen in order for those children to be raised by someone else besides their parents. Yep. So I encourage people to think about that and to dig into those histories to find out what circumstance, that child is in, and why they maybe aren't being raised, by their mom and dad, because that can fill in a lot of gaps and help us not lose time with these kids who may struggle socially and emotionally. So that would be my biggest challenge for everyone is to think about that over the next week. And then when they go back after fall break, really, really think about those kiddos and where they come from and how that can make a difference with your interactions and your relationships.
Perfect.
Bethany, I love what you said. So many people in a family, in a community want to help. You just need to go out and ask. You got to recruit them. Right? People don't know. Sometimes they're just afraid to kind of step forward. So, as a leader, as a principal, we definitely have to do that. Hey, we just want to thank everyone, especially Bethany, on her holiday break for being on Kids Deserve It. Sorry for my poor internet connection. There's no Wi-Fi in my cabin. There's too many trees in the way to get a good connection. Stay tuned, and for next Sunday, 5:30, please use the Kids Deserve It hashtag. If you don't have your bracelet, Todd and I have mailed out hundreds of Kids Deserve It bracelets over the last
Yay! I ordered mine.
Todd maybe can drop in the link or go to our blog and or just tweet us a direct message and we can mail them out. We got them and we want people to wear them proudly.
And they're free, so.
And they're free. That's right.
Yay!
But thanks so much, Bethany, and we hope everybody has a great rest of your break.
Thank you so much. Bye.